Terry and I have had some pretty amazing adventures over time, and they've really been blessings to us. I moved from Minnesota to Texas and met her, which was pretty amazing in itself. Once we got married, we had a set of blessings that had kept us going. After we got married, I was deciding what to do. Terry was working, and I was trying to decide what my next career path was going to be, and decided to go into medicine. And she was a nurse, I kind of fit pretty well. I was looking for medical school as to where to go to, and had interviewed in several schools. I was hoping to drag Terry back up to Minnesota at some point. But that wasn't quite ready yet. Since I was living in Texas, Minnesota didn't consider us residents any longer and wouldn't take us back. Now, as residents of Texas, there are 4 different medical schools that we applied to within the UT system and UT medical branch in Galveston. I interviewed at them all and wanted to stay in San Antonio because that's where we were living. And we knew everybody there. We had a house to stay at. It was going to be awesome. Terry had good work. It would have been good. Well, that didn't quite turn out. Now, we were also, and Terry was pregnant at the time, and we knew the OB and said, we'll stay here. Well, we interviewed and loved San Antonio, loved Houston, loved Dallas. Galveston, no, didn't like that at all. There were mosquitoes, the interview went bad, the school was touted as a party school, didn't want to go there. When the match time came, I didn't match with anybody. I didn't get to San Antonio, didn't get anywhere. I was put on the wait list. Finally got a call from Galveston about a week before school was going to start, and I thought, I don't want to go to Galveston, gross. But that's what we took. And when we got there, we found the greatest people there. We found people that meshed with us, found a great church. It was a blessed time. Now, Terry came down there pregnant, and the pregnancy became problematic when we got to Texas, when we got to Galveston. We ran into some good people to talk us through it, and when the pregnancy was lost, we had a really great testimony during that time to the doctors that saw us, the nurses, and had a great celebration after his death. When it was time to finish medical school and go on to residency, wanted to get to Minnesota. Here's an opportunity. I'm going to do residency up there. Interviewed at several spots up in the Twin Cities and ranked them all and didn't match. So here we go again. Go through what's called the scramble. And the scramble is where those students that didn't match call places that didn't fill. And I scrambled with a couple of different spots, one at St. Joe's, and then got a call to one in a place called Waseca. Never heard of Waseca before. Spoke with Dr. Galvin and Dr. Jessen, and seemed like that might be a pretty good match. And that was essentially the interview. With Scramble, you pretty much interview, and you're signed out of line at that point. We faxed information back and forth, and decided, well, this is where we're going to go. Waseca. Never heard of it before, didn't know where it was. Upon arrival, we had the fascinating meeting of our church there. When we got to the church, it was really awesome because we met some people and they said, come on out to dinner. And that was how we were embraced. Loved it there. Stayed there for 3 years and then moved on to the next place, up to Monticello, where Ellie had her diagnosis of histiocytosis. And about 4 years later, got a call from Waseca out of the blue and said, how'd you like to come back? Yes. We had such a great time in Waseca, we had to come back. And as we watched our time, each one of these was truly orchestrated not by us. We may have been looking for something, may have been thinking, but that orchestration by God is what made us go that direction. And Terry and I were listening, we were following, and I think that's what really allowed us to be mobile and listening to that around us. Because of our listening, we met some good people, we impacted people, people impacted us. Our children have been raised during those times. I think because we listened, we were led very well. And now we're on a new path, trying to listen and see where we're going to go next. Right now, I'm in St. Louis. Terry's up in Minnesota with William and Richard. Claire's down here with me in St. Louis. And Ellie's living up in Minneapolis. Not sure where we're going to go next. So far it's here. And we'll keep listening, keep waiting, watching. And we'll see. Each movie sends us on has been pretty awesome. So looking forward to what's next.